Welcome viewers. So this is a horror story channels where people send me their story, what happened to them and how they get out from that. So basically they send their stories and I here in this channel narrate the incidents. So one of my friend was live in Chicago and he told me about this story which was happened with his friend with whom he was sharing room and live with him. First of all, I am introducing myself. I am Sami from India, and if you are watching from US, so kindly let me know in the comment sections. So you already seen the thumbnail that it's about the last broadcast. So basically I would say that below 18 the kids, if you want to listen this narrations, you should be listening with your parents. So let's move on to the story. So the title of this story was the last broadcast, which was I give myself. So let's begin with the story. So the story about a small dying town in West Virginia named Ravens Hollow. Population 312. Once known for coal mining, it's now known for the silence. Brandon Reyes hadn't been back to Ravens Hollow in over a decade. After his parents died in a car accident, very sorry for that, he would leave the town and it's heavy foggy behind the lights of Chicago. Now he was 31. He was a local news anchor, co-hosting a morning show for WZRM. It wasn't glamorous, but it's paid well, and more importantly, gave him distance from the past. But when he received a letter, an actual letter, from someone claiming to be his Uncle Clay, something felt off. Brandon didn't have any Uncle Clay, and the letter was very short. In the letter, there was written that you need to come home, Brandon. They are broadcasting again. We need you. Clay Reyes. So Brandon tried to dismiss it, but that night he dreamed of the old radio tower on Mysterious, the one his dad used to work at. The dream always ended the same. Screaming, static and voice whispering. Don't listen too long. By morning, he had brought a one-way ticket to Glaveston and rented a truck. The closer he got, the more he noticed how abandoned everything looked. Peeling paints, rotten barns, mailbox with cordway. At the entrance to Ravens Hollow, the wooden sign was still there, though now barely legible, that welcome to Ravens Hollow, a place to listen. The phrase used to mean something different. He found Clay, or rather a man who claimed to be his father's brother. He was thin, preachy, and his eyes darted towards shadow, like they whispered secrets. Clay lived in the old ranger's cabin at the edge of the woods. Lived only by oil lamps. He didn't talk much at first, only pointed at a dusty old ham radio receiver sitting on a wooden table. They are using the tower again, Clay said. Same as before, same as 1997. Brandon remembered that year too well. People had started to vanish. 6 local went missing, no sign, no struggle, just gone. Everyone had their theories. Myths, lab, wild animals, girls, etc. etc. The one night his father came home bleeding from the ears, muttering nonsense about broadcast that never stopped. Days later, his dad was found dead, hanging from the tower transmitter. Clay placed a castle tape in Brandon's hand, labeled his groomed link, "Do not listen after midnight." Brandon laughed. "Is this a joke?" Clay didn't smile at all. "You are the only one left who can stop it. You are a broadcaster, right? You know how sounds work. Frequencies you may that people will do if they hear the wrong voice at the wrong time. So now it's about the tower." At dusk, Brandon walked up to the tower on Mysterious. The path was overwhelming but still there. The air felt heavy, as if something was pressing down on him. The tower stood tall, rusted and scattered, but the red light at the top blinked steadily. He entered the control set at the base. It was just he remembered only bullet, dusty rails, knobs, meters with dead needles. Except for one thing, the broadcast equipment was running. On the table sat a mic plugged in, live and humming. Brandon sat down. The hum became a whisper, then a voice, not quite male or female, just Ron. It whispered his name like it had known it forever. Brandon joined the frequency, bring them home. He tripped up the headset. A castle recorder blinked on automatically. Curious and shaking, he inserted the tape Clay had given him, static hissed. The recording of Clay's voice. "If you are hearing this, then the transmission has begun again. They are not ghosts, they are not demons. They are echoes, broadcast of the people who listen too long, their soul are trapped in a signal. That's how they spread by listening. So this is what here in the tape recorder." So Brandon paused the tape. Outside in the dark tree, something moved, not walk or clipping. He heard whisper echoing of the dark, like the forest was tuning in. He ran up. Back to Clay cabin, he found the old dead, eyes open, headphone still on, blood dripping from his ears. The radio beside him was still humming. A soft, seductive voice whispered, "Welcome back, Brandon. We missed you." Brandon panicked. He smashed the receiver, ripped the cords, shattered the speaker. But then hum continued. It wasn't just at the radio. It was in the air. His phone buzzed. Unknown caller, he declined. It called again. This time, it auto-answered. Static. A whisper. "It's your father. Come back to the tower." Brandon made one final decision. If the signal was alive, if it was a thing, he had to fight it back. And have to fight it back only way he know how, by broadcasting. So he returned to the tower and connected the old wheel to his system to the transmitter. Then he loaded a new recording. His voice looped. "This is Brandon Dress. Shut it off. Do not listen. Shut it off." He recorded it. He cranked the volume, turned on the main transmitter, and flipped the switch to broadcast, and it was repeating on a loop. The tower rooted to life. Feedback scratched. The forest screamed back. Real voice. Dozens, maybe hundreds, all whispering, begging, crying, laughing. We are already inside. Brandon began bleeding from his nose. His eyes clouded, but he held on. He screamed into the mic. You want the host? I'll be your last one. He turned the gain to max, wrapped his headset around the mic, and stepped outside into the fog, into the whisper, and walked straight into the signal. WZRM aired a strange, unauthorized transmission next morning. In loop message with Brandon Buzz. This is Brandon Reyes. Shut it off. Do not listen. It played for exactly 17 minutes and 14 seconds before the station burned down due to an electric fire. So, they said, in Raven Hollow, the radio tower still stands. Something when the fog roll in, you can still hear the whisper, but only if you tune just right. So this is how my friend told the story. Actually, it was not happened to him. It was happened with his brother-like friend with whom he was joined WZRM, their co-workers, and he updated all the things, messaged him, and everything, the messages and the text, all he get after the Brandon was disappeared. And he tell the story to a friend, and they thought I must be tell the world what happened with the Brandon Reyes in the powers. So if you like the story, please like, share and comment in the video, and if you want to hear more stories like this, please subscribe to my channel. And if you want to share your story and you want to tell whole world what happened with you, so you can text me back on Instagram. I will give the link below in the description and also in the channel, so you can send me your stories. Just say hi and send a voice, or you can text. Both the way, I will read the story, then here on my channel I will narrate it. Before narrating your story, I will tell you, so you don't miss the story. So okay, my listeners, goodbye for now. We meet again with the next video. Thank you.